Hey, back at it. Let's get it. FBA lineage and how deep it runs. Now, we just had my last video with the last name and what was closer to home. You know what I'm saying? A great cousin of mine. This right here, I'm not sure if we share blood or if we share the same, come off the same farm. You know what I'm saying? But these brothers' stories are phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So I believe somewhere down the line, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't dug that deep yet. But all in all, it's a pair of brothers, Addison and Herbert Scurlock, right? Addison had two sons, George and Robert, and they were photographers. Check out this story real quick. These guys was some deep brothers. They got some classic photos that I didn't seen in books and even school and things like that. Had no idea, you know, who the photographer was, or definitely didn't see that, you know, the photographer's name because I would have tripped. I didn't know nobody other than what was in our family with this last name. And shit, that was before Young Guns come out. Anyway, you know how that shit go. But anyway, it says the greater part of the 20th century, America's black metropolis were documented by visionary black photographers who forged successful businesses in important roles as local community historians. They offered portraits of the elite and captured ordinary people, important events, and the hum of the neighborhood. Many cities had multiple photographers. Others had simple, prominent figures who documented the community and for a sustained period, sometimes spanning generations. Harlem had James Van Der Zee. Others had Louis H. Draper. Now, it says Draper. Flavor Flav, ain't his last name Draper? I thought it was. Maybe they related. I don't know. I didn't even look into the shit, really. Draper. John W. Mosley was in Philadelphia. Charles Teeny Harris was in Pittsburgh. And Washington, D.C. had Addison Scurlock and his sons. Addison was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and moved with his family to Washington in 1900. He apprenticed for 3 years with Moses Rice, a white photographer who had a studio and a supply store with his brother in Pennsylvania, on Pennsylvania Avenue, in the vicinity of the Smithsonian Museum. That's another thing too. These brothers' pictures and their photography and stuff is in the Smithsonian. Whoa. So after operating independently for a few years at locations including a studio at his parents' home on Florida Avenue, Addison established Scurlock Studio on U Street in 1911. His wife, Mamie, served as a business manager, and the storefront located in the heart of the black community thrived for more than 60 years. As construction to the city metro forced the studio to move. And call that progression, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Scurlock depicted his subjects with dignity and sophistication, a look defined by a combination of light, shadow, posing, and retouching. All right, now they got to name a few of these folks up here. If you see their pictures and I don't have them lined up with their names correctly, my bad, you know what I'm saying? But you got Alan Locke, Paul Lawrence Dunbar, Duke Ellington, Madam C.J. Walker, Mary McLeod Bethune, Sterling Brown, James Hamilton Houston, I'm tripping, Lillian Evan Tibbs, George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington, and Ralph Bunche were among his sitters. For decades, Addison provided official photography for Howard University, and his sons George Scurlock and Robert eventually joined the business, and the family photographed Black Washington for more than 80 years. These brothers, for 80 years, they documented from everything from your jazz musicians, from the roaring 20s through the civil rights era. They done seen it all and documented. Like reading one part of the article is saying how one of them was in the window when after King was killed, and he was in perfect position to see where basically the riot had started in DC, and he got the first pictures off of that. You know what I'm saying? But given their location in the nation's capital, they often captured figures in the moment of the nation's import, I guess supposed to be importance. The Skurlocks documented presidential visits to Howard by Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin Roosevelt, and most recently Bill Clinton. E.B. Du Bois' most famous portrait, a profile shot executed with complex lighting and shadows, was made by Addison. Okay. The recognizable image of Miriam Anderson singing at the Lincoln Memorial on Easter morning was photographed by Robert. Acquired in '97, the Skurlock archived more than 10,000 prints and 250,000 negatives, was housed in the Smithsonian. That's what's happening, National Museum of American History. These brothers out here creating, documenting history. I say creating because shit, they say if motherfucker didn't, they say if somebody didn't get their picture taken by the Skurlocks, then you ain't really get it done. Or if you didn't get your, I'm sweating, it's hot in here, these lights. But if you didn't get your wedding photo taken by a Skurlock, you didn't get married. That was one of the sayings. These brothers got some beautiful pictures. These beautiful wedding pictures. They got some young faces. So I was looking at some of them. It looked like you can see the grandparent in their faces, you know. But they got some of my favorites. I like this dancing one. But yeah, these brothers was deep. Now, back to they were saying about how other photographers back in that era was getting the grit, you know what I'm saying, and the hard struggles and shit of the era, the times, and said these brothers captured the love, you know what I'm saying, the upside. And they did have a couple. One of them is a very famous picture where you can see the Capitol in the background, and these brothers are in complete, but the children are playing in, you know, dirt and shit, dirt roads, and they clothes on the line, and the Capitol right behind it. It was some symbolism behind it. I have to look it back up, I forgot. But all in all, I was happy to see that. Now check out this. This is Herbert Clay Skurlock. Now Herbert Clay is Addison's brother. It says Herbert Clay Skurlock from March 11, 1875 to September 26, 1952, was an American biochemist and a pioneer in the application of radiation therapy for treating cancer and the use of an X-ray for dental diagnosis. Really? Who really would have guessed, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that on a daily basis, things we take for granted, things we don't even think about, is we got a hand in that. And we just saying that we proud to have a hand in it, to do what we done or whatever, but stop trying to take our shine. That's it. That's it. It says Skurlock was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina in 1875. In 1895, he graduated in chemistry in Livingstone College. In 1900, he got a degree in medicine from Howard University and a Master of Arts from Columbia University in 1915. From 1900 to 1905, Skurlock worked as an assistant in chemistry and lecturer, in electrotherapy and x-rays at Howard University College of Medicine. He taught chemistry and physics for a brief stint, returned later to the College of Medicine as full professor, in the Department of Physiological Chemistry. He was a member of the Medical Cardiological Society, I hope I said it right, of the District of Columbia, and even its president in 1916. He was also a member of the American Chemical Society, the American Association for the Advancement of Science, and the National Medical Association. His brother was deep as well. But just to let you know what I'm saying? We got some greatness out here. Let me say this here real quick. After 2 years of struggling with the illness, Scurlock died on September 26, 1952 in Washington, D.C. at 77 years old, having worked 40 years at Howard University. Herbert and his wife, Mabel S. Scurlock, had a son, Herbert S. Scurlock, and 4 daughters, Dorothea Dedman, Helen Brown, Nina M. Mundy, and Mabel E. Lewis. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, we got some excellence, you know what I'm saying, in our people. Just stop taking our shine. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. We do have culture. We do have pride. You know what I'm saying? Shit. All we asking is for just to not steal our shine. That's all. We ain't asked for much. You know what I'm saying? We got greatness out here. All in all, shit, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Keep your head on the swivel. Check me out. Don't ask me.